I would say mostly all narcissists are voyeuristic in nature. It goes along with the fact that they're predators and they have to stalk their prey. So it's kind of like Big Brother. They watch you. They want to know all your patterns and everything you're doing. And so, they want to know as much about you as possible. So if they can watch you, stalk your social media profiles, learn as much about their prey as possible, then they already have the upper hand on you. So that's the reason why they like to be voyeuristic. They like to be in charge. So, and I've also already discussed most of them are porn addicts. So that also goes hand in hand with being voyeuristic. So, and in my opinion, it's like one step down from being a full-on criminal, because if you notice, like, if you watch those forensic shows, they often would show like a predator who was stalking a female for months and watching her like come in and out of her house, and they knew all her patterns, so then therefore they knew when to strike, when to attack, or when she would be alone so they could break into the house or climb in through a window. Well, narcissists are no different. They stalk their prey just like a rapist or a murderer. They'll sit there literally all day on Facebook and they'll look at all your likes, all your dislikes, where you're checking in, where you're checking out of, what you're doing on holidays, what family you're with on this day, places you frequent, who you hang out with. That's why it's critical to either not be on social media or most certainly have a very small, tight-knit group of friends, that you actually know who they are. If you have strangers on your social media and you have no idea who these people are, in other words, if you're dealing with the public, let's say you have a business and, you added some people because you thought they might be a client at a later date, but then they didn't end up being a client and they're still kind of hanging around. Let's say something like that happened. You have no idea who these people are. And you have no idea why they added you, that you might have thought they were, for some business reason, but it certainly could be something completely different. They could be a predator. You don't know who these people are. So that's why I suggest either completely going off social media or don't add strangers at all and keep a super small group of like 150 to 200 people of people you met these people, you know exactly who they are, like it's your sister or some family member, someone super close. Or don't be on there at all, or make all your posts and your likes and all that stuff, make it all private so only you can see it, or you and your friends. So just tighten up your security boundaries, because these predators are literally everywhere, and it's like Big Brother. They're watching you. They're watching every single thing you do. So, narcissists are extremely voyeuristic. The two I knew literally sat on Facebook 24 hours a day. Like literally, they were on there constantly. Even when they were at work, they were like checking their phone. They were constantly on there. So, these people have to be constantly on the prowl because they cannot live without supply. So therefore they have to be constantly on the hunt, constantly on the search for new victims. So they're extremely voyeuristic. And you know, these types of behaviors are one step down from being a criminal. So I wouldn't really put it past them to step up to committing more extreme crimes. I really wouldn't, because they already have the psychology of a criminal, sitting there stalking their prey and watching. It's pretty creepy, actually. But in terms of being voyeuristic and watching people in like other sexual acts, I don't have as much first-hand experience with that. That didn't happen with the narcissists I knew. Like I said, they're almost all porn addicts, so they do watch. But I didn't have any that experience happen to me, so I really can't. I can't comment on that, but I do know that they watch people in general. As far as being a peeping Tom and watching people get undressed, or watching a couple across the street having sex, I certainly feel that would definitely entice them, because they're creeps in general. So, and they're already watching people all the time. So if that happened, I'm sure they would take note of that, and they probably would start watching the female and trying to talk to her or something, because they're total creeps. So I wouldn't put that past them at all. I mean, when they're looking for prey, okay, they don't care if the person is married, has kids. They don't care about any of that, because they're looking for an in. They're looking for an in. They're looking for the female to say, oh, well, my marriage isn't going that good, or he did this, or he did that. Something she's mad about. Okay, now the narcissist has an in. So they could give a crap if the person is married. That every single person is like, it's like an equal playing field. Like, they're open for business. Like, they're, you know what I mean? Like, they are a potential victim. They are a potential source of supply. It does not matter if they have 6 kids and their husband is some big, 300-pound football player that could kill the narcissist. Like, they don't care. They do not care. They are, you have to understand, they are drug addicts. So they are fearless and relentless in their pursuit of getting supply. So they want to have as many avenues of getting that supply as possible. So they'll make acquaintances with married people. So when they either get divorced and they need a shoulder to cry on, oh, okay, narcissist will be there. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're looking for any kind of way to get in. And if you're in a vulnerable state, that's even better for them. You know what I mean? Because they can just jump right in and fill that void for you and pretend to be your best friend. So that's it. That's a direct path for them to get into your life. So in terms of narcissists being voyeuristic, they're extremely voyeuristic. They like to be behind the scenes and just watching people and stalking their prey. I believe they enjoy that because they are aware of the rewards. They're kind of like, they're excited about the payout and the rewards that they can get from this potential victim. So, they're just like excited about this, thinking about the ways in which they can hurt and destroy this person. So it becomes like a hunt and a chase. And so I think they kind of enjoy every part of this sick, twisted game. But I think they kind of resent that they're kind of a slave to other people at the same time. So it's kind of like a double-edged sword. They like it because they know they need the supply, but then they're kind of a slave to other people, and if they were so godlike, they shouldn't need to be a slave to other people. So, it presents for them a kind of a dichotomy, but they can't change themselves. They have not figured out a way to get out of this mess, so they just, it's a continual loop day after day of where they're constantly searching for prey. So are narcissists voyeuristic? Absolutely. They watch people 24 hours a day. They're constantly on the hunt for new victims. And no one is off limits to the narcissist predator.